There's a resource available to you right now that you probably aren't using nearly enough. It's free. You don't have to learn it. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to wait for your circumstances to change before you access it. And they can completely change the weight of what you're carrying. That resource is trust. We spend so much of our lives trying to create certainty. We plan, we prepare, we research, we replay, we run scenarios, we try to predict what other people will do. We try to anticipate every possible problem so we'll know exactly how to handle it. And some of that is useful, sure. But at some point, preparation ends and control begins. Because underneath so much of our worrying is a very simple request. I need to know that everything is going to be okay. And life can't always give us that answer. We can't know exactly what will happen with the job, the relationship, our children, our finances, our plans, our dreams, our health, the decision that we're trying to make. Life contains uncertainty. And if your nervous system believes that it needs certainty before it can feel safe, you're going to spend an enormous amount of your life waiting to exhale. And there's another way. Instead of demanding certainty from life, we can practice trust. And I think trust is one of the most underused tools we have. Because trust doesn't require certainty. Trust is what we use when certainty isn't available. And when I say trust, I don't mean everything is going to happen exactly the way I want. I don't mean nothing bad will ever happen. I don't mean if I think positively enough, life won't hurt. Pain is part of being human. Loss happens, disappointments happen, plans fail, people let us down. And of course, we make mistakes too. There will be moments when life is incredibly hard. Trust doesn't erase any of that. But trust changes how alone and unequipped you feel while facing it. Trust says, whatever happens, I believe something will be available to me when I get there. Maybe that's my own strength. Maybe it's something I've learned. Maybe it's my ability to solve problems. Maybe it's another person. Maybe it's an opportunity I can't see just yet. Maybe it's an invention or resource I don't even know exists. Maybe it's my own creativity. Maybe it's God. Maybe it's the universe. Maybe it's a higher power. Whatever you believe, okay? Maybe it's simply the belief that somehow, somewhere, there will be another step. Trust doesn't say, I know what happens next. Trust says, I don't need to know yet. And those are two completely different ways of moving through life. Think about something you're worried about right now, okay? Notice what your mind does with it. It probably travels into the future. What if this happens? Then what? And what if that happens? What will I do next? What if I can't handle it? What if it hurts too much? What if there's no solution? What if I make the wrong choice? And suddenly you're trying to solve 10 imaginary problems that don't even exist yet. Your body responds as though you're already inside them. Your shoulders tighten. Your breathing changes. Your stomach drops. Your thoughts accelerate. because your mind has quietly decided, if I don't figure this out right now, I am not safe. But what if you interrupted that entire process with one word? Trust. I don't know exactly how this will turn out, but I trust myself. I trust my ability to figure things out. I trust that I can learn what I don't know. I trust that I can ask for help. I trust that there are good people in this world that will help me. I trust that solution exists that I haven't even thought of yet. I trust my creativity. I trust that I've handled difficult things before. And if it's part of your beliefs, I trust God. I trust the universe. I trust a higher power. I trust that I am not carrying this entirely by myself. Notice what happens when you move from, I have to figure this out, to, I trust that I will figure this out. The problem hasn't changed, but your relationship to the problem has. You do have more resources than you remember. And this is something that fear makes us forget. When we're afraid, our world gets very small. We look at the resources we have right now and assume those are all the resources we'll ever have. But think about your own life. How many solutions have appeared that you couldn't have predicted? How many people have entered your life that you didn't know existed before you met them? How many things do you know today that you didn't know 5 years ago? How many times have you learned something because life required you to? How many times have you thought, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do? And eventually, you did something, right? We forget our own adaptability. We forget our ingenuity. We forget our ability to learn. We forget how many brilliant people are walking around this planet solving problems. We forget how much knowledge is available to us. We forget how much humanity has created. We forget our creativity and we forget our community. We forget faith, and most importantly, we forget ourselves. You are trying to predict how today's version of you will solve tomorrow's problem. But tomorrow's version of you will have information that today's version doesn't have. Tomorrow's version of you may have resources you don't have yet. Tomorrow's version of you may meet someone you don't know that will help you. Tomorrow's version of you may think of something you haven't thought of. And tomorrow's version of you will be standing closer to the problem. You don't have to solve every future problem with today's information. That alone can take an enormous amount of weight off your shoulders right now. Unfortunately, I don't know the author of this beautiful quote, but I want to share it anyway. It goes something like this. A bird sitting on a branch isn't afraid of the branch breaking because her trust isn't in the branch, but her trust is in her own wings. I absolutely love that because so much of our anxiety comes from desperately trying to make sure that branch doesn't break. We need the job to work out, right? We need the relationships to work out. We need the plan to work out. We need someone to respond the way we hoped. We need our kids to make the right decisions. We need the money to come through somehow. We need this one particular future that we imagine to happen. And so we grip that branch. We analyze that branch. We reinforce that branch. We lie awake at night thinking about that branch. What if it breaks? But maybe the goal isn't to guarantee that every branch in your life holds. Maybe the goal is to remember you have wings. And your wings aren't just your confidence. Your wings are everything available to you. Your experience, your intelligence, your resilience, your ability to learn, your ability to ask for help, your creativity, your intuition, your community, good people, knowledge, technology, medicine, ideas, opportunities you haven't discovered yet, people you haven't met. And for many of us, faith is something larger than ourselves. We spend so much energy trying to control that branch that we forget the incredible number of things that can help us fly. Everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. Sometimes people reject that because they think, well, you can't promise me that. And they're right. I can't promise you that everything will turn out exactly the way you want. But that's not what everything will be okay has to mean. Maybe okay doesn't mean painless. Maybe okay doesn't mean unchanged. Maybe okay doesn't mean getting the outcome you wanted. Maybe okay means whatever comes, I will meet it. I will cry if I need to cry. I will grieve if I need to grieve. I will learn what I need to learn. I will ask for help if I need help. I will rest. I will rebuild. I will change direction. I will find another branch if I need to. I will use my wings and I will keep going. That is a much deeper kind of okay. It's not simply nothing difficult will happen, right? It's difficulty doesn't get the final word. So here's something I want you to try. Think about the thing that's been taking up too much space in your mind lately. Something you're trying to control or predict or solve, prevent. Okay? And now ask yourself, what am I afraid will happen? Let that answer come. And then ask, if that happened, what am I forgetting that I could trust? Okay? Maybe that's I trust myself, or I trust my skills. I trust my ability to learn. I trust my ability to make another decision. I trust that I can ask for help. I trust the people who love me. I trust that there are good people I haven't met yet. I trust that another opportunity can exist. I trust my creativity. I trust my ability to rebuild. I trust God. I trust the universe. I trust something greater than myself. Whatever is true for you, okay? And then ask one more question. What would I do differently today if I trusted that I didn't have to solve the entire future right now? Maybe you'll make a phone call. Maybe you submit the application. Maybe you finally start something. Maybe you have the conversation. Maybe you make a decision. Maybe you stop checking. Maybe you sleep. Maybe you simply put the problem down for tonight. That's trust in action. Trust is free, okay? We spend money on things that promise to make us feel safer. We build systems to give ourselves more control. We consume information hoping one more answer will finally make uncertainty disappear. And sometimes those things genuinely do help. But don't forget about one of the most powerful resources you already have access to, and that's trust. Trust is free. So use it. Use it when your mind runs 10 years ahead. Use it when you don't know what happens next. Use it when something you counted on changes. Use it when you're standing at the edge of something new. Use it when your nervous system is demanding a guarantee that life simply can't give you. You don't need to pretend you aren't scared. You don't need to know exactly how everything works out. You don't even need to know where the next branch is. You can simply remind yourself, I have wings, just like that bird. I have resources. I have abilities. I have creativity. I have people. I have choices. I can learn. I can adapt. I can ask for help. And there are possibilities in front of me that I cannot even see from where I'm standing today. So maybe the next time you catch yourself gripping that branch, loosen your grip just a little. Remember what's underneath you. Remember what's within you. Remember what's around you. And remember what may exist beyond what you can currently see. You are not alone in this. You do not have to carry every possible future today. You don't need certainty before you move forward. Trust yourself. Trust your wings. And if you believe in something greater than yourself, trust that too. That branch might hold, the branch might break. But either way, you have wings. Trust is free. Use it.